Welcome back to GrowFit Radio, episode number 9. Today I am coming to you from our backyard, and it is cold. So if you don't know, Central Florida, we're supposed to have the coldest weather of the year. The coldest weather since I believe it was 2022 is the last time we got hit this hard. We're going to be in the 30s. Some parts of Central Florida are going to even be in the 20s. And they're starting to do reports that North Florida might even experience just a little icing of snow. I still don't believe that, but hey, they've had it before. So I want to show you guys what we are doing to protect our tropical trees. We have a lot of tropicals, and if you don't know, tropical trees hate cold weather. They cannot stand it. A little bit of cold is beneficial for them. A little bit, just a little bit. But we have 4 or 5 days of cold that they're saying 30-degree days, 32, 34, and it starts tomorrow. So let me show you what we're doing to protect it and what we've been doing all week. Now, that's another thing. If you're watching this right now, you're not late, but next time you want to jump on it just a little bit earlier, because there's nothing worse than having to rush. And I don't want anybody to rush to get things done or to panic. Panic is never a good thing. So yes, we're going to get cold, but let's not panic. So let me show you guys and explain to our listeners right now what's going on. So it's windy, it's wet right now, it's already getting cold. We've reached the high of today, which is 58 degrees. We just reached that right now. So what you're looking at right now is our coconut tree. So for those of you listening, we have a coconut tree. We have a couple of them planted right here in Central Florida. This coconut tree is very sensitive. So what I have done was I've overmulched. I've protected it on the side with a few of our potted plants, our avocados and the star cherry, that can all take this cold that we're going to have. We also have some C9 incandescent lights that we've put on our coconut, and we're going to cover it momentarily. So I'm going to cover it with the bag. So we're doing everything we can to protect that coconut. Now I'm showing you our lemon zest, one of our lemon zest mangoes. One thing that we do is we take burlap sack. So you can get these burlap anywhere. Just wrap it around that trunk of your tree. If you could protect that trunk of the tree, you're going to save your tree on this cold weather. Even if your leaves turn brown, you get the brown tip, it's okay. We really want to protect that trunk right there. So what we did was we just wrapped some burlap, and we have some Christmas lights, of course, C9 incandescent that's inside that burlap and on the outside. That's just going to give it just a little bit more heat. That's all we're trying to do, is just give it a little bit more heat. Now, I've been saying it for so long. The reason why we plant sugar cane on this side is for a windbreak. Yes, we eat the sugar cane, but I just showed you that lemon zest. This sugar cane right here, and along with the pigeon peas, sugar cane behind it, and the palm, is going to act as a natural windbreak, because a lot of times it's not that cold necessarily that's damaging your tree. It's that wind that's pushing that cold constantly throughout the night at your tree. That wind is tearing it up. So these windbreaks, sugarcane, is excellent to have. Plant them around your house. So right now I'm showing we have some pots, the longevity spinach that I just planted, some dragon fruit, a few elderberries which can pretty much take that cold, but we're going to put them over there too. Moringa in pot that cannot. You put them up to the side of your house. So this is when we're done with this whole side right here is going to be filled with pots. Now this is our north end, so this is the colder end, but the house is still going to radiate more heat than if we had them sitting in the middle of the garden. So put your potted plants, the ones that are very sensitive, next to your house. That house is going to radiate a lot of heat. Now if you live in Central and South Florida, chances are you are growing bananas. Bananas are excellent to grow. They are a tropical plant. They're tropical, if you can call anything tropical, is bananas, because they do not like the cold. And we've already had some cold. So right now I'm showing you our banana alley with about 7 different varieties of bananas, and you're looking at I want to say about 35-40 different banana plants popping up. Now if you notice, it's brown, and for those of you listening, some of our banana plants have a lot of brown foliage, and that's from the last cold we had about a week and a half ago. Bananas will bounce back. The thing with bananas is, just like most of your plants during this cold, you have to really water them, giving them a good watering before the cold comes. We have Christmas lights up. Now, I'm not going to cover these banana plants because, one, we have too many. Two, some of them are just too tall to try to cover. So we're going to let the Christmas lights provide some heat. Another thing, I have a brick wall behind these bananas. So if you're listening, there's a red brick wall that's behind the bananas. And I strategically planted our bananas here because that brick wall is also going to act like a wind barrier for these bananas, like a good wind break, because I've done it before. I've put bananas in banana circles in the middle of my yard and had things around. And the bananas, when that cold hit, I think it was 2022, that cold hit and it took them out. Since I've been planting the bananas over here, it has been giving them a fighting chance and they've been thriving. So with your bananas, if you're in Central Florida, if you have chances of freeze and cold like this, you have to be strategic where you plant your bananas. Another thing with your bananas, they're going to get brown from this cold. Excuse me, I know you guys hear that wind right now. It's cold out here, but I want to give you guys this information. Your bananas are going to get brown and they're going to look a mess. You're going to want to prune these. You're going to want to chop them, trim them, and everything afterwards. Give it a few days before you do any type of pruning with your banana plants. Let the cold pass. Let February come and all the cold pass before you clean them up. Because no matter how they look, that's okay. Keeping that brown on is insulating them, is protecting them, and is letting your bananas go somewhat dormant right now. We don't want these bananas just growing right now and we still getting these cold days like this. So keep that brown on, and when February comes, then that's when you can prune them and clean them up. So here's one of our mango trees. As you see, it's windy. That wind is picking up, and I'm cold, so I can imagine the plants. But this is our Kerry mango tree, and you see all these blooms. This tree is loaded with blooms, and we want to protect these blooms as best we can. So for the last couple of days, we have been soaking the drip line of especially our mango trees. We've been soaking the drip line of the mango trees. We found that if you keep your tree hydrated, and I'm talking about hydrated very well, they tend to do a little bit better when it comes to that wind and when it comes to that cold. So keep your trees hydrated as much as possible. So a couple days before, you're going to soak that ground. The next day you're going to soak, and then the night before you're going to soak that ground really well. You want that tree to be loaded with water. Like, you want it so soaked where it's almost like a puddle down there, which how much water you're giving it. I'm talking about putting that hose there 5-6 minutes per tree. Because a tree like this, I can't cover this. It's a little bit too wide, too big to cover now. So I can't put a tarp around this tree. I have some other things. I'm going to show you another tree that what we did to protect it from some wind, but when they start to get to a certain size, it's hard to cover them. So the best you can do is just hydrate them as much as you can. We have a garbage can right here filled with some water to hopefully radiate some heat, and then we have fire pits around where if it really starts to drop, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to light a fire around some of our trees, giving it space. It's going to have plenty of space. Now you don't going to put the fire pit right next to the tree, but I'm just hoping I can get this area over here just a degree or two warmer. So that's why you do your fire pits, just to get a particular area maybe a degree or two warmer. And with these fire pits like this too, what I do is, as you see, here's the hose. I come out, and before I light that fire pit, I would take the ground and I would just soak the ground 10, 15, 20, depending on where it's at. I will soak the ground too, get the ground real wet, and then I light my fire pit because I'm gonna be inside. And just for safety, I don't want nothing happening, or I don't know. I just feel like when everything's soaked, the chance of fire is a little bit less. So I don't want that. And then also I put my fire pits where we have cameras, so I'm able to see it when I'm in the inside, so I can look at the camera if anything happening. I'm coming out and I got the hose ready to do what I got to do, because we're not trying to start anything. But it does help keep things a little bit warmer, just a degree or two. That's all you need in these cold days. is just increase an area for a degree or two. Papayas are the most sensitive and the weakest of all your tropical trees. So hurricane, they will fall over. Luckily this year we did not have one, which is great. Cold, they're very cold sensitive. So what are we going to do with our papaya? We're going to take a burlap and we're just going to wrap it with burlap all the way up. That's just about the best you can do, wrapping it with burlap, and we're going to put some Christmas lights on it. Yesterday, what you're looking at right now is I just took 3 T-posts, put them in the ground, not even really secure in the ground, because like I said, it's not a hurricane. This is cold that we're facing, so I don't have to really secure it. The wind's not going to take it out. And I just took some frost covers and I put it around one of our mango trees. So this is our lemon meringue mango tree, and I just put frost covers around the outside of it to block some coming from the other side. So we have blooms that's developing on one side of this tree that I really want to protect. So I just put frost covers around it. So it's not touching the leaves. That's another thing that we've made a mistake in the past. We've put frost covers and it was touching the leaves, and it's so much that these mango trees, they're really strong, but when you do it the wrong way, you could really do some damage to them. So what we found works the best is, one, hydrating. So hydrating your mango tree at the base the best you can, give it as much water as possible, taking some C9 incandescent Christmas lights, wrapping that trunk of the tree, and then putting some burlap, as you see right here. So I have burlap sacks around the base of our mango trees and a lot of our other fruit trees. That burlap keeps it warm, because if you could protect that trunk, nothing else matters. Even if you don't have mangoes that season, where you lose your blooms, you don't want to lose your tree. So you protect that trunk with all costs. As you see, we have a moringa over here, so I'm showing a moringa tree right now, and all we have protected on that is just a burlap at the trunk, at the base. The base of the tree is the most important part that you want to protect during this cold. Now you're looking at our M4 mango tree, which was our best tasted mangoes that we had last mango season. The best. This tree has taken a lot of cold damage from our last one, because out of all our mango trees, this one is pretty much by itself out here on the island. It doesn't have nothing that's protecting it from the wind, and the wind hits it hard coming from this side. So it's lost a lot of its foliage, a whole bunch of it. But you know what? That's okay, because we're going to get through this wind. But we have that trunk covered with that burlap on there. We have the C9 incandescent lights on, and we're going to pray for the best with this. We're going to hope for the best. And that's about all you can do. So here's another mango tree. This is our Valencia Pride mango tree. And you see we have this covered right here with that burlap going all the way up as far as we can to keep it nice and warm. Now we don't have the C9 incandescent lights on this one. Valencia Prides are pretty strong compared to your other mango trees. So this one should be all right. We have a bucket of water right there that helps bring a little bit of water. And I'm probably going to put a fire pit somewhere near over here, so just in case if it dips down a little bit more, I'll just light a fire. So we just all we need is a degree or two. So we can, if it's 31 outside and with all this effort we can get this tree up to 33, it's a win. If it dips under 30, I hope not. But if it dips down to 29 and we can bring this tree back up to 31, 32, that's a win. So that's all we're trying to do, is just give this a degree or two. Now you're looking at about 15 different potted plants here, from mango trees to blueberry bushes to some more moringa to some soursop, a little bit of mixture of everything over here. We're going to move these to the south end, and we're going to put them right up against the house, because that's all you can do. So you can't cover these individually, it's just too many. Could, but I'm out of time. Sometimes you just don't have the time for that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move these to the south end. We're going to give them a good soaking as well and move them to the south end. As you can see, they're already soaked pretty good. We've been soaking for a couple days now, so they're hydrated really, really well. Still have to hydrate your potted plants. And we're going to move these to the south end, and they should be fine. For some of these, we might even put some grow bags over them. You know, at night, we'll grow bag over them, and it'll be able to cover the entire pot. For the ones that's a little bit taller, like that mango you see in the bag, yeah, you know, just put it on the south end. So yeah, I am bundled up. It is legit cold. Our tropical plants, they don't like this. Most of the things we grow prefer South Florida. They just do. Been growing them fine here in Central Florida because most years we're fine. We don't experience any type of freeze or frost. Our summers are brutally hot, much more warmer than South Florida. It's just our winters, and that's where it comes in. I'm in zone 10A. Our winters, no, we don't have those South Florida winters. Some years we're close, but right now during this cold, I believe South Florida they're going to be 45 degrees. That's the worst that they're going to get hit. The trees are going to be perfectly fine with that. 45 degrees, trees are perfectly fine. Cold for South Florida, cold for Florida. Us, we're looking at 30 degrees. That's a 15-degree difference. So, yeah, we're protected. We're going to do the best we can. Obviously, you can't go out and do every single tree. You can't do everything. We don't have the time to do every single tree, and that's expensive to get these covers and do everything, but you do the best you can. So thank you guys for listening, and if you're watching, thank you for watching. I'll report a little bit afterwards to let you guys see how the trees are doing, and I'll report the weather as it happens here in Central Florida if we have any shift, or if it gets even worse, because I have a plan B. So if the weather drops even worse, I'll tell you guys what we're going to do to really help our trees. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Go out there and protect your tropical plants and your garden. Until the next video, God bless.